They say the best things come from the worst shit.
Else you want to listen to it. We do appreciate each and every second that you listen to this podcast. I want to highlight something, man, from T.I. T.I, spent his Easter, helping bail out 23 nonviolent offenders. Now it goes on to say that the fundraising collaboration also included actor Scrapp Deleon from VH1's Love and Hip Hop. And together they raised $120K in donations for the bailout program, well above their $40,000 goal. Now the donations were used to bail out 16 men and 7 women serving time for nonviolent crimes. Most of them were first-time offenders from DeKalb, Fulton, Gwinnett, and Rockdale County. Definitely, a big thing that T.I, is doing right here. We want to definitely highlight this because a lot of times people say a lot of negative things about T.I. But what do you think about this? Helping get out a few people down there in Georgia, man.
Salute. This is a great thing. And when I first saw it, I was like, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast, because especially as of late, it seems as though we're very critical of T.I. with the whole clout chasing. Is he looking for attention and little things like that? But you didn't see this scrapped all over his Instagram. You just see this all over his social media. He got with his community. He built. He gained funds in effort to getting nonviolent criminals, nonviolent offenders out of jail, especially during the holiday. That's a commendable thing, giving these young men and young women a second chance where they're often not found. Right. A lot of people sitting in the system right now are simply in there because they can't post bail and they really did nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's terrible that they're sitting up in there away from their families, away from the ability to make money. You never know. And the fact that they're sitting behind bars for money is sickening. And then when you see a lot of these rappers going around, and not that they owe anybody anything, but they got the jewels, or you see a gunner with a $10,000 fucking purse, and you just understand where that could go if you just did a little more with your blessings. You understand what I'm saying? And just when you see T.I. doing something like this, it just has to be commended. Salute to him, man. You're preaching what you were talking about and practicing, or you're practicing what you were preaching and talking in high regards about Nipsey doing things like this. So salute to you,
I think always that's because that's the reason why, that I kind of always stood up for T.I, because he always kind of been quietly doing a lot of things with the real estate in his community. Years ago, he was putting up affordable housing, and he's doing a lot of things. May not broadcast it all the way, but maybe he may do some stuff for clout, I guess, like we always do. But for the most part, I think the dude has a great heart. I think he's real, very, very one of the few genuine people out there who really, wants to see a difference. Sometimes you can make mistakes, So shout out to T.I, for doing this. And again, we on our platform, like unlike any other, we highlight the good and the bad, that rappers and entertainers do. All you gotta do is look through the archive. Now, it might be a lot of bad stuff that goes on, but whenever we see somebody like even Jim Jones, when he was doing the consulting agency for the hip hop artists, we highlighted that. We highlighted plenty, Ice Cube, and plenty of things that I can't even remember right now where rappers and whatnot was doing to try to help the community. So that's what makes us different.
Well, God, what people need to realize is humbly, it's never personal with anything. We have nothing personal with anybody that we talk about at all. If we don't know you, how is it personal?
Right.
And we genuinely want to see everybody doing well. If we could talk about a number of great things going on, that's what we would do. But bad shit happens. We do it. It gets views. It is what it is. But we always remain objective. And like I said, although it may seem as though sometimes we're critical, with me in particular, because you have often defended him, that I'm critical of T.I. sometimes, it also goes hand in hand, because when he was going on in that situation down in Georgia at his home, when that security guard was doing some fuck shit, no 100% defended him. Word. When it was Joe Osteen doing that fuck shit down in Houston with them people dealing with that whole hurricane, and he was frontline T.I. talking about that and defending people, we highlighted that. So always remaining objective and giving a 360 degree. Now, if you do some knucklehead shit, we're going to call a spade, but it's always love. We always give you the opportunity to come on here. We always forever will to debate or have anything if you have any disagreement with what we say. But all in all, when you do great things, man, and you're doing great things for your community and uplifting and empowering the people out there that aren't necessarily as fortunate as you are, being in a position that you are, how can you hate on that? Especially that's inspirational. That's stuff that we aspire to do in our community, given a little bit of blessings that we receive on a daily. We often look to pay that forward. So when you see brothers doing this like this, all you can do is kind of take heed. Now, I would love for him, and I just throw Kodak Black in there because he's in the news and he's just being Kodak Black. He's a young bull. But imagine if he hooked up with something with him behind the scenes, and he's probably doing a lot more. Like you said, T.I.'s doing a ton of things behind the scenes, things that we can't talk about, which is good and bad, because the one thing I was critical of is a lot on camera, do things off camera. So that's exactly what he's doing. Salute to that. I love that. Yeah. Get with these younger bulls and try to do things and pay things forward and get with them in their community and try to game them, as opposed to doing wild shit like Gunna. You know what I mean? But salute to T.I.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But yeah, man, you tuned in to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Oh God and Sam. Man, I want to jump over here to this story because about a month or so ago, we reported that YNW Melly was being charged for killing not one but two of his friends. Now, he has since pleaded not guilty, but the state of Florida just reported today that they're looking to punish the rapper by taking away his life. Yes, they are seeking the death penalty for young YNW Melly. Now, obviously, the most ironic part about this is that his song, you know what I mean, Murder on My Mind, you know, pretty much went to the top of the charts, and you know, all you gotta do is just listen to the song and you will see exactly what went down with this. But yeah, man, they're looking to you know how Florida is, Texas, you got the different states who, you know, don't mind putting people down. But what do you think about this, man? The state of Florida looking to grant him the death penalty.
It's sad, and I don't mean to, if he is guilty of these crimes, and it's all alleged, he's innocent, he'll prove it guilty. If he is guilty of these crimes, he does deserve punishment. He took lives away from parents and young lives away from just a whole bunch of people, and you just don't get to do that. You got to go ahead and sit your ass down for doing stuff like that. So if they gave him life, I would understand, but you're giving him the death penalty. And I've often said on here, eye for an eye, but I'm not anyone to judge somebody's life.
He took two.
Allegedly. Me? He took two, but I mean, he didn't blow up a mall and kill hundreds. So what I'm saying is,
he did take two. One is.
So are you agreeing with this?
I'm not saying I'm agreeing with it, but I mean, if you agree with eye for an eye, you would technically you have to agree with this. If he's proven to have done this, obviously, hypothetically, you would have to. It's 2-1 at this point.
I would just think that they're calling it. I don't. What I disagree with on this situation is how easy it is going to be for them to destroy his life, and just kill him so easily. Like they cared so much about the other two, and they really didn't.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into that aspect per se, but I mean, I guess theoretically, if a state has a law where, like, you know, if you've done something harsh enough that they can give you the death penalty, this is one of the cases where it might apply. If you're talking about somebody who allegedly took two of his friends' lives, you know what I mean? Might be one of the situations where it does apply if he's proven to have done it, because he took allegedly, you know, the initiative to take away two guys allegedly. I mean, what do you do? What's even there? Is it even for him to sit in jail for life? Think about it, or I mean, I don't know.
What's a bigger punishment?
Been in that.
Sitting
I mean, we don't know what happens when you die. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe I would think probably jail, but I don't know. You take away somebody's life, man, you can't get that back. If you have the power to do that, then you know what I mean? It's just like all bets is off at that point for me. Once you decide to take somebody's lives, it's like the eye for an eye thing is you know, is front and center.
So does one murder justify for you as death penalty?
I don't know. It would probably all depend. It would all depend on circumstance. I think how things, you know, were done. You know, all that's taken into account when you talk about punishment. You know what I mean? When the majority looks at that, they look at all that type of stuff. You know
robbery going wrong.
I mean, I don't know if that's happened. We can't just throw around.
I'm throwing out hypotheticals to you because I mean, when you say eye for an eye, that would constitute easily as eye for an eye as well.
Right.
And I hear you. You have
most states who don't really deal with the death penalty. You have most states who feel like, you know what, we're gonna get the labor off this guy, we're gonna get the work off of him, keep him in the system for life, no parole. Okay, they might be better, but I mean, I don't want to be. That's why I'm not a judge. I'm not none of that. I don't want to be in a position to say this person deserves this or that. I don't really know, but if you go 2-1 on me, I'm like, well, damn, I really can't argue against it. 2-1, you know, that's just like somebody come in and, you know, whatever.